As the news continues to unfold, Kairifm News is first as it happens. The lead stories, the breaking stories, the developing stories, the human interest stories. Now stand by for the Kairifm reports.
Indigenous people are protesting in their community, demanding the construction of a playing field which they say is taking too much time to get off the ground. Villagers block the streets and cut down trees, interrupting even the police from conducting its duties. The protesters say $250,000 was made available to the Kairifm Council for the construction of the playing field since the inauguration, but no work has started.
Well, basically what is happening is like the people decide that they are fed up because it's time that the playing field come for that. Being sports facility where we do not really have a sporting facility in our community. So there's people that decide, they're coming together, the sports committees and the villagers has decided to put on a protest so that they could get the chief and the pilot to answer their questions today. And he have been there, like the answers he gave them, people wasn't satisfied, so more trees have been put down than the people on them have been putting down trees. While I'm speaking, the guys on them are cutting down trees lower down the area. So things have been really hot. The police officers and them are there. The chief is trying to get something going, but it's kind of difficult right now because the people are all up and going because the people believe that it's time that they get their playing field, at least their first phase. At the inauguration of the chief, they delivered the check to him of $250,000 for the playing field. And he himself came to the development committee and said that he has the funds in his hand, but he's waiting. He gave us a date to start the playing field, and then he has been giving us dates, and he's never fulfilling. No work has been started.
And that's member of the Cynical Sports Committee, Bique.wmv. Meantime, Kairifm Chief Garnet Joseph said the lack of engineers for the project has caused a major hurdle.
Well, actually, the government of Dominica has given the Kairifm Council $250,000. That was something last year during the inauguration ceremony. Now, we've taken up a challenge, and we've had several delays. And this is the only reason why the playing field has not been done. Had we had our way, we would have started work on the playing field as of October of last year. But on the 22nd, there's a letter dated 22nd of September last year from the Ministry of Education informing us that we have to work with an engineer. Now, we had serious difficulties contacting the engineer and getting anything from him. However, the works were passed on to the engineer that is attached to the CDB program in Mr. Now, the design of the playing field was handed over to Mr. Chota, and when presented to us, the recommendation coming from the first engineer, Mr. Emil Lancelot, states that more land is required for the playing field because what he did is superimpose the size of a football field on the area that was demarcated for the playing field, and it is just not enough. I think in this day and age that you cannot, have just a small little playing field for an area while it is possible to have, something better. And I think all residents of Cynic would agree that they would need a better playing field. Now, in order to do that, we spoke to the residents of the area whose land is adjoining the area surveyed for the playing field. They were not quite willing. We had several discussions. They were not willing, until finally the council agreed to use its powers to acquire the area.
He says a number of other factors contributed to the setback of the project.
Now, they went to lawyer, they themselves wasn't too willing, and this only set back the work by, we spend more time waiting for work to commence, because once the area is acquired, we have to have the surveyors to come back in again to survey this area, to get the necessary levels before we can commence. Now, the surveyors that we counting on are governmental surveyors, and it's only when they can come that they come. So we've been waiting on them, and we too, the Kairifm Council too, is very much disappointed that we could not start the work, because we ideally would have liked to have started earlier this year when we had all the bright weather. Now, as of last week, I informed Mr. Chota that we have to do something because I consider the rain start falling, and we would not want to do excavation work under the rains. So I think that the persons have a right to protest. You know, we're in a democratic country and people have a right to do whatever they choose. However, I'm not sure whether this protest in particular are going to get the desired results that they want, because the problem is not with us here. We too have to be waiting on other persons that have to be necessary preparation before we can commence. And I think that we could just have gone ahead and start excavation work on the little area that was first demarcated for the playing field. But like I said, I think the residents of Senego would be very happy to know that the area can be extended, and at the end result it would have been something that everybody would be happy with. So I think that we too, and as Chief and Council, are waiting, likewise the residents of Senego, and we would have to wait until such time that all the preparatory work has been done before we can commence excavation work.
Kairifm Chief Garnet Joseph says the protesters want an indication that the project will commence in 2 weeks, but even that cannot be promised just yet. Kairifm News will bring you an update in this matter when it becomes available. We are also seeking comments from the Parliamentary Representative Ashton Grano in that regard. In other news this lunchtime, criminologist Dr. Peter Seja has told Dominicans that it is an error to say that crime is not in its full force on the island. Speaking on Kairifm's program, Dr. Seja says Dominica does have a crime problem, one relative to itself.
Early intervention is the best investment that one can have for any issue that they consider to be in alignment with the quality of life. So having said that, yes, Dominica has a crime problem. A crime problem relative to itself is high. I mean, we had 13 homicides last year that, depending on how you count, is the highest that we have had since independence. And not only that, the types, not only the quantity of the homicides, but the quality, the type, the content of the actions.
Seja says accepting that there is a problem is the first step to its alleviation.
Somewhat taking the life of someone in ways that we consider not to be appropriate by our human species. And that is not to say that just strangling someone or shooting someone is appropriate, but sometimes the very act itself and the very mental calculation of committing those acts leave us frightened as a people. And perhaps there's only one homicide like this, and that is enough to shock a people. And perhaps there might be 14 homicides, but in instances when some of them may have been negligible homicides by people driving drunk. Some of them may have been partners having problems and they kill each other. Not that these are justified, but there's certain things that shock us a little bit more. So the soonest that we accept that we have a problem, no matter how small that it appears to be, is the soonest that we have taken the most first appropriate step, which is acceptance of that there is something that we need to invest resources, human and other resources, to deal with.
Sociologist and criminologist Dr. Peter Seja. Seja is on the island conducting seminars relating to community peace development. Mayor of Roseau, His Worship Cecil Joseph, says a health walk through the city on Sunday signals the beginning of a new process for health in Dominica. Joseph was speaking at a ceremony at the Newtown Savannah to form part of World Health Day 1,000 people family walk on Sunday. He says the event should become a monthly one.
I want to say to you that it's my intention that again at the end of the month of May, at the end of the month of June, July, August, September, October, November, December, that we gather at the end of every last Sunday of each month to do a walk for a particular department. So maybe the next one we will do it for cancer. So we'll have a walk for cancer. The next one we should have it for diabetes, a walk for diabetes. The next one we should have it for the month or the walk for men. Because today I was somewhat disappointed that we had this activity for the family and we had such little numbers of men here today. So I need to compliment the women for turning out to this grand occasion. And I want to say to the men that the next time around that I should not only be seeing the Honorable Julius Timothy, I should not only be seeing the Honorable Ambrose George, I should not only be seeing a few men, but I should be seeing the men of the city of Roseau. So I want to say at least we are giving the men an opportunity to gather themselves. So in the month of August, we should dub it the walk for the men. And then in November, we should dub it the month or the walk for the women.
Mayor of Roseau, His Worship Cecil Joseph.